Kia ora friends from around the country and perhaps beyond, and welcome to this video about the full moon in Leo that's coming up on Monday 6th of February, and that is Waitangi Day, an important day for us here in Aotearoa, New Zealand. My name is Fiona of Sun and Moon Calendar, so let's get into what's going on. So the full moon takes place on Waitangi Day at 7:30 in the morning, and that will be not long after sunrise and moon set. So you'll see the moon before it goes down. So if you got up at like about 6 in the morning, you'll see the moon beautiful in the west, ready to set. And here is the star map that I've taken from the calendar from the month of Aquarius. If you look over to the east on the morning while it's still dark, you will see Mercury. You won't see Pluto, but Pluto will be there. You'll see Rehua, a reddish star, bright in the sky, and you'll see Whitikaupeka Spika. This is what it looks like on the zodiac wheel with the sun and moon on opposite sides of the sky. Sun in Aquarius, moon in Leo. So now we're going to get into the energy of Leo. It's ruled by the biggest energy ball of all in our solar system, and that is the sun, ruled by the sun. And that means that Leo is bright and shining, full of pride. There's confidence, there's vitality. It shines like the sun. It's also involved with the ego, and when that plays out positively, that's a beautiful thing. The element of Leo is fire, and of course that goes well with the sun. With fire, Leo is enthusiastic, it's sparking with ideas. Leo people take initiative, and there's a playful energy with Leo. And the modality of Leo is fixed. So despite their initiatory energy and the enthusiasm, there's a stability, a steady quality to Leo. And sometimes Leo can be like the center of things. Like people are drawn to the charisma of Leo, and they might swirl around. The Leo person might be the honeypot or the beautiful sunflower in the middle, the shining sun at the center, and others are orbiting around them. I find personally that I get like a pull towards Leo people. I can feel the magnetism, their charisma. They've got this sparky, confident energy, and often they make me laugh. At full moon, the energy is higher, emotions are higher, more energy because it's Leo. We also have a sense of completion, like we've reached the height of something, or the culmination point, reached a peak. And sometimes with the light of the moon, things that were hidden can be revealed. I'm actually wondering what will happen on Waitangi Day, if things will come out of the woodwork with the full moon on that day. We also have the integration of opposites. So looking at the opposites with the Leo full moon, we have the sun in Aquarius, cool, objective, rational, devolved power. So grassroots organizations. And the moon in hot Leo, passionate Leo, dramatic Leo, and with that a queen-like or a king-like energy. So no matter what sun you were born under, or what ascendant or moon you were born under, whether that is Aquarius, Taurus, Pisces, Virgo, you will have Leo in some part of your chart and in some area of your life. And in that area, you might have a sense of pride, an enjoyment of play, and a passion, and you need to have passion in that area, and a sense of leadership where you can take the lead and people might come to you wanting to follow you. So let's look at what else is going on with this full moon chart. So I've taken the chart from AstroSeek. Going to talk about a few things here. All the planets are going forwards. We have the sun and moon square to Uranus in a T-square, and we have Pluto building up energy. Venus is also square to Mars in this chart. I'm not going to go into that, but just take care of your relationships. Keep your words peaceful. There could be some tension there. All planets going forward until April. This is an unusual thing to happen. We're going to have so much momentum, so many things happening, from external sources and from within, where we will be feeling the call to drive forward. So make the most of making progress. We have the sun and moon opposite each other, of course, always at full moon, and in a T-square we have Uranus at 15 degrees of Taurus. I actually love Uranus and its fresh energy and innovation, but it is regarded as a hard planet because it can bring sudden and shocking change, and possibly in Taurus, earth movements, earthquakes, and tension between the people and the leadership, and that's partly because of that Pluto influence, which I'll go on to next. But Uranus represents the people and revolutionary energy. So what can we do with this revolutionary and disruptive energy and the tension that we feel with that with Uranus at this full moon? I recommend that we seek truth, that we look for where we need to live and walk and talk with more truth in our lives, and maybe that takes some hard changes. And also seek freedom. Are we feeling trapped anywhere? And also expect change. That change might be coming along, and sometimes we might need to ride with that. Now let's look at Pluto. Pluto is active this year, and it's been active for the last few years, and it's about distraction, it's about deep power, it's about great wealth, great loss, transformation, changing from the inside out in deep and painful ways at times. Pluto is very slow moving. It is moving into Aquarius in March, and we're building up towards that. That'll be the first time in 240 years that it has moved into Aquarius. But while it's at that 29th degree of Capricorn, which it will be until March, the energy of Pluto in Capricorn is going to be hyped up, and with it some of the negative sides of Capricorn. And Capricorn can be such a beautiful sign of stability and authority in a good way and positive leadership, but we are likely to see some of the more negative manifestations of the Capricornian energy with the top-down structures, over-control, overreach of governments and things like that. Sounding familiar? So how can we deal with this? These kind of energies, this transformational and sometimes painful energy of over-control, will be playing out on a world level, on a national level, on the collective, but also in our personal lives, and that's what we have the most control over. So it's a good opportunity to take note of our own sense of sovereignty and where we need to take back our own power, or where we are misusing power at times. It's easy to slip into that in certain areas of life. So let's look at wielding our power as fairly as possible. Now I'm going to look at these different types of leadership that are playing out with this full moon in Leo. Thinking about what I've said about Pluto and Capricorn, Capricorn being about top-down hierarchical control, centralized power. And sometimes that can be really positive and sometimes that can be really negative. With the sun in Aquarius, that's reminding us of devolved power, grassroots movements, and co-creating ways of being. So that is a decentralized way of leading. And we need to get good at this because we're moving into this age of Aquarius, and we'll be working in this modality a lot more. And the full moon in Leo is reminding us of another older type of power, the sovereign monarch, the king or queen, where you've got a personality at the top, leading from the heart, glamorous, charismatic, heart-based leadership. It can be very passionate, it can be abused as well. All of these three types of leadership have their positive expressions and they all have their negative expressions, and they are all coming to the fore with this full moon. So upsides and downsides. Think about how this plays out in your own life, in different areas of your life, and on the collective level. With all of that said, let's go back to the sign of Leo with its generosity, its heartfelt passion, and its playfulness. Things to think about with the Leo full moon. With any full moon, what has reached fruition? What are you grateful for? And at the full moon, try and find a way to be playful, to have fun. Again, this is any full moon, but especially Leo. Thinking about the last 6 months or the last 2 weeks or the last year and a half. With Leo, it's about self-expression and shining like the sun. Where have you expressed yourself well? How have you expressed yourself? And what heartfelt passions have come to fruition? Passions, areas of your heart that you've managed to let play out in the real world in concrete action. How have you succeeded with this? And how do you lead? Going back to all those different styles of leadership. Are you happy with the way that you are leading and leading your own life? And thinking about the Uranus influence at this full moon, which, as I said before, might be uncomfortable, but also might be necessary. What do you want to change? What do you want to transform? What would you like to turn around completely? And where do you want to live with more truth and authenticity in your life? There we go, everyone. That is all I'm going to say for now about the Leo full moon on Waitangi Day. Let us see what unfolds. Let us all work to keep sending out positive energy, positive vibes, and seeking to create the world that we want to see by our actions, our words, and the energy that we're emanating. If you would like a calendar, really, still a few left. You can buy them from Nelson from Spiral Store on Hardy Street, or from the Organic Shop Nelson on Collingwood Street, or you can direct order from me if you message me through Facebook or in a YouTube comment, and they are $30 now plus postage. All the best for the Leo full moon. He kona rā, ka kite.